Hi everybody, this is Gijs again with another review and I hope you are doing well. This time it is a backpack, the Osprey Kestrel 68. So if you are looking for a new hiking, backpacking backpack, watch this review. Welcome to the review of the Osprey Kestrel 68 backpack. And as you can see from the background, I am not shooting this one in the Netherlands, but on my holiday in Sweden. And this is some sort of a kayak park. So if you hear somebody scream like plunging into the water or kids blowing little whistles, that's the reason why. The Kestrel 68, I measured it on my precise scale at 1.92 kilograms, and that is a little bit more than the 1.78 kilograms Osprey claims. The size, it's 68 liters and it is about 78 centimeters in height and 37 centimeters in this way and also in this way. So it is quite a rectangular backpack. And it is fully loaded with a lot of features. So let me talk you through all of them. Osprey claims the Kestrel is a really sturdy, rugged backpack, and I've been testing this one since the fall of 2018. And yes, I don't have any damage whatsoever, and that's got a great deal to do with the materials the backpack is made of. The main part is made out of a 210 denier nylon, which is already very, very sturdy. But the bottom it's made out of a 630 denier nylon. And denier says something about the thickness, and 630 is really a thick quality. Now let's head over to the back panel. The whole Kestrel family is built around the AirScape back panel, and when I say family, this is the 68, which is the largest one, but there's also a 58 and a 48, and there's also a women's specific Kestrel, which is called the Kite, and the closest one to the 68 is called the Kite 66, so that's one that's got a specific women's fit. Now let me get back to the AirScape back panel. There is a mesh layer on top of a foam structure, and they are all three-dimensional, let's say, beams, so there is some ventilation going on between this, so you got some sort of a ventilated back. But what I would like to state is that this panel really fits close to your back, which makes it into a close contact backpack. And I really like close contact backpacks because they go with every move you make, the backpack moves with you. And with some very airy back panels, they are a distance behind your back. You always got this movement that goes a bit later than when you actually move. And it is also that with a close contact back panel, you got the center of gravity more close to your body, which is good if you're walking on ridges and you need your balance. The Kestrel family has got a adjustable carrying system, and this one, the one that I'm testing, is a size medium to large. And the adjustability is because of the shoulder straps that can move up and down, and it's done by a big piece of Velcro which is behind the back panel basically, and to slide it down you get a smaller back length, and to rise it up you've got a bigger back length, a longer back length. From the medium to large one, it is adjustable from 48 centimeters to 58 centimeters. Well, with my back length of 48 centimeters exactly, I'm on the edge between the two packs, because there is also a small to medium version available, and that has got a adjustable back length from 41 to 51 centimeters. So maybe that one would have been the better one for me, but since I got this already in fall 2018, I didn't have the choice. So if you are my length of about 1 meter and 70 centimeters, then I would definitely go for the smaller one. Now I'm on this side of the Kestrel pack anyway. Let's talk about the shoulder straps and the hip belt. The shoulder straps, they are really nicely shaped, curved, so they go easy around the shoulders, and they take the load of the backpack very, very nicely. What I needed to get accustomed to was the quite harsh material on the inside, especially if you wear a very thin merino summer t-shirt. You feel this, and it takes some time to get adapted to it, but after a while, well, it's okay. As you can see, between the back panel and the backpack itself, there is the point where you put the hydration pack in there. So when your hydration pack starts leaking, it doesn't leak into the pack itself, but just between the back panel and the main compartment, which is good. And what is also very good in the detail is that there is a little drainage hole underneath here. So if your leak or spill some water when filling it and not taking it out totally, you will get rid of that as well. I also like the fact that there is a nice guiding system for the hose of the hydration system, and it's on the right side but also on the left side, so it doesn't matter if you are right-handed like I am or left-handed like a lot of other people. On the shoulder straps, of course, you have got the adjustable system for the chest strap, which is always very good, and there is a little whistle on it, so that's a good feature as well. On the shoulder straps, of course, you've got the load lifters that you need to get the backpack more close to your body when you're walking uphill, and get it a little bit looser when you're going downhill, because that's better for your balance. And with this you can, if you're walking on the flat surface, you can adjust a bit how much the backpack is pressing into your back basically, and that defines the freedom of movement. The hip belt, this is a foldable hip belt. It folds back like this, or totally to the other way. The hip belt, it's got the same sort of foam padding and the material as on the shoulder straps, but this one, I liked it, and it really takes the load of the whole backpack onto your hips. Even if I loosen the straps, the shoulder straps totally, this one is really very comfortable. What might be handy to know is that this hip belt fits persons with a how do you call this, diameter of the hips around the body of 75 centimeters to 1 meter and 25 centimeters, so that's a very broad range. But be aware, if you are in the 75 centimeters, then you don't have a lot to adjust anymore. Now, on the hip belt there are two pockets with zippers, and there is a fisherman's in there and some food on this side. They are not flexible, they are not made out of mesh, so they are protecting what's inside it very, very well. What I would not suggest to do is to put a big iPhone in there. Yes, it fits, but because of the curve here, and if you tension the hip belt again, I don't know what is going to happen with the flexibility of your iPhone. Now let's head over to the other side of the backpack. On the back, the outer side, you see this, well, basically a pocket, and you can loosen them by the straps, loosening the straps on both sides. Where is the other one? There's the other one. And then you've got really a nice pocket to store a rain jacket or just a wet towel. There's some mesh on the side, so even it's very flexible, so when you put some wet stuff in there, it will dry in due time. And also here is a little drainage hole, which I think is really super. Then on both sides you've got these, let's get my knife out of the way, these very big mesh pockets. I put a water bottle filter in there. What is nice about them is that you can also not only put bottles in there, but also wet towels, clothing, a tent, a sleeping mattress if you like to, but it has also got an opening on this side. So if you have a small bottle, then it fits in here, and then it gets out of your hip like a pistol grip, which is really convenient on the go, because this way, if you try to get your bottle from above, it's hard to reach. From this side it is very, very easy. Now that's the two pockets on those sides. Then on the bottom, and it's a backpack that's totally loaded, so it's not that easy to handle. You've got these two straps and buckles. They are to put a lightweight mattress underneath it, which is a very good system. If you don't want them, you can just remove the straps in total. Under here you also find the rain cover. This one is green and it's got no reflection, and I really like to see, and now there is a little boat getting into the harbor. I like to see this one better be bright orange with reflection, because you know, when you walk as a backpacker on a dark road, sometimes it happens, then a reflection cover is always better, even in normal weather, but in bad weather it really is necessary, in my opinion. Then on the bottom part as well, loosen the straps, there is this big zipper, and this is where I keep my sleeping bag. This is the sleeping bag compartment, or whatever you like to put underneath this. And in here there is a divider between this compartment and the main compartment. This divider, and I will get to this later, is connected by straps, which I think is not the most good way, because between the straps you have got these dividers that have a zipper, which I think is always better, because you can't lose anything that goes in from the top. You can never fall into the bottom part. But this one's got straps, so now let's close the buckles again. That one and that one. What you also see on the part here is that it's got two loops for your ice axes, and the top of the ice axe goes into the loop here, which is also a very good system as long as your ice axe is long enough. You can also use them for trekking poles. Well, that's basically what I have to say on this side. Then let's go on to the main compartment, but first to the top lid. And now I had to move from the bench to the ground, because otherwise my tripod is not high enough. One thing I'm not totally sure about, did I mention that there is a daisy chain on this side and on this side? Didn't think so. So it's very convenient if you want to tie a mug to it with a carabiner. Also on the top of the top lid, there are 4 loops, so if you want to attach something to this, it is possible as well. And one thing I'm also not sure about is, and that's on the shoulder strap, did I mention the stow-on-the-go trekking pole holder? It's a very easy system, because on this way you can just get to your trekking poles very easily. I use this to put my little Yobi Gorilla Pod there, because I need that on the go all the time. Now let's head over to the top lid. It's got one big zipper, and there is a lot of stuff in here, a lot of camera stuff. And still, it's not totally full yet, so this is one really big compartment. Now I will open it by loosening these buckles, and you will see that on the inside of the top lid there is a mesh, and in the mesh there is another compartment with a zipper. And here is the keyring holder. The keyring holder, it's a pretty crappy one. It's made out of a sort of cheapy plastic, and the funny thing is, it is easy to loosen the keyring or your keys itself, because it's got a, I don't know, it's a special hook, and this is just not it's easy to detach this, but it can also detach itself. I've noticed this a few times when I was outdoors. So this is something Osprey should definitely make better. Then the top lid, it's got these straps here, so you can lengthen them, and in this way, sorry, that's the wrong one, this one, you raise the top lid and you can put a tent or anything you like underneath this. So that's a good thing on the Kestrel as well. Now then, let's turn the backpack the other way around, and on the top there is this big opening with a cord and a pulling tab, and in here, well, I've still got some space, but it's got not an extension, it's just this compartment. Some backpacks, they've got one cord and then a second one, so you can raise it. This one has just got one big main compartment. It's really wide, so you can put your stuff easily in there. It's got this strap, so you can tie things together to get some pressure of it and really get your stuff nice in here. You can also use this one if you want to put something underneath this, but then, because it's on the inside, you cannot put the cord really tight. Now, that's one way of getting into the pack, but the other thing on the Kestrel, and that's probably one thing that a lot of people will like, put my mug over there, is that it's got this 2 buckles, and then you've got this big suitcase opening. I call this the hotel opening. In this way you can really access to all of your gear very, very easy. And now there is one big difference with the Atmos I tested, I think 2 years ago by now. Because of the construction of the hip belt, this one is really flexible. That's why it's detachable. On this side, this is where the lid goes to. This one you can really lay flat on the back. It's something that's not possible with the Atmos because of the very fixed hip belt. And this way you can really access to all of your stuff pretty easy. If I had the choice in getting a trekking backpack or a multi-purpose backpack, if I would have a trekking backpack mainly for trekking, then I would never buy a backpack with a suitcase opening, because this is a zipper and a zipper can get damaged on the go, and that's just not very practical. But if you do like city trips, backpacking trips, and you only want to have one backpack, then this is quite a sensible buy. Now, there's one other thing that I should mention, and that is that there is between, and I showed this earlier, the sleeping bag compartment and this compartment, and this is about 1/3, 2/3, there is this divider. And I probably have to unload everything, but I don't want to do that. But there is a strap, you have to believe me. But I can get from this panel to that panel. So if I put something in the top of my backpack, it still can slide downwards into the under compartment, which I do not like, and that's why I rather see a zipper, so that the whole compartment is really divided. Well, that is basically all there is to it, to the Kestrel 68, and I think that is quite a lot. On to my verdict. How do I rate the Osprey Kestrel 68? Well, this one has been with me since the fall of 2018, and I can really say this is one rugged backpack. I like its carrying system. It is very easy to adjust and it takes the load very well. I've been using the backpack mostly with maximum of 15 kilos. I'm a small guy, I've got lightweight gear, so I don't need to carry much more than that. But Osprey claims it's capable of carrying a load up to 20-22 kilos, and I really do believe them. I like the ventilation AirScape back panel because it ventilates quite well, and because it is really close to my body, it is a nice close contact back panel, and that means that the backpack is following every move that I make, and that is good for my balance. So that's something I do really like. The dual opening side pockets, I like that as well, because you can put a bottle on the top but also from this side, and in this way you can really get easy access to your water, so that's very convenient if you're hiking. I do like the fact that it also got this pole attachment system, the stow on the go pole attachment system on the shoulder strap. I use it for my tripod, but it is intended to use with a trekking pole. Then the suitcase opening. Yes, I like a top loader, which this one is as well, but that there is an opening like this and you can lay it on the back and get easy access to all your gear without getting into the top. I think that is a very convenient feature. But if I have the choice for a trekking backpack, just purely a trekking backpack, then I would never choose the U opening, because this is something that can also break down. But if you want to have a backpack for all your adventures, then the Kestrel 68 is a pretty good choice in that respect. The rain cover, well, it's proven to be, yes, waterproof, but I don't like the color. It's green and it's got no reflection. So that's something that I would like to change, because if you are walking on a dark country lane, walking to maybe your next B&B or campsite, and it is foul weather, then you really want to have a piece of reflection or maybe just a bright orange cover. Green is not good enough. Another thing I don't really like is the divider with the straps. I would love to see a divider just with a zipper, because if I put something in the top, I can still find it underneath into my backpack, and then the divider with the strap is not that functional. But the worst thing that I think, and it's a very small detail, is the very crappy keyring holder. It's not only crappy made, but it is also, well, prone to lose your keys basically, and that's something Osprey really should change. Then the price. It is 200 euros, and that is quite a decent price for a backpack that is so loaded with all these features. And therefore I rate the Osprey Kestrel 68 at 9.1 points out of 10 total. I hope you liked the review and that it was useful to you, and if it was, please give it a like and leave a comment below. For those who just tuned into my channel, I'm a 100% independent reviewer. I'm not being paid by manufacturers to make my reviews. I don't have any affiliate deals and I don't have advertisements on my website. And yes, this Lundhags t-shirt was bought in Sweden in the Lundhags factory store. So if you value my way of independent reviewing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and like my Facebook page. And if you do, many thanks in advance. Ciao ciao, enjoy the outdoors!